Hello, welcome to Little Side Note. This is episode 4. Honestly, I'm quite surprised we stuck out this long. I'm quite proud of us right now.
Yeah, to me it feels like I did a lot of episodes, but we only on episode 4.
I know, right? It felt a lot longer, to be honest. I think it's
Yeah.
because on our first episode we went full on 51 minutes or so over that.
That was
So
that
yeah.
was brutal.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the episodes after that we kept saying this is too short. This is too short.
Okay, yeah. I can't disagree.
Filming wise, we said it was too short. Editing wise, we were like, please
That's
kill
too
me
long.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So our topic today is about racism. Clearly,
Wait,
because
wait. We forgot to introduce ourselves.
so this is Maya, and
And when I feel like we kind of jumped
we
about
s- we sidetracked a little bit a minute there, but yeah. Hi. So our topic today is gonna be about racism. Clearly because of what's going on in America, so we thought it would be a good topic to touch on today.
So we're not gonna really talk about racism in America since we're not really in America, and I feel like we don't want to have a different country's issue on a podcast,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah. But since Maya was in America for like a long period of time, I think you would have like some examples of what you encountered in America.
So, I was in America from the span of August 2017 until August 2020. So, I've had like about 3 years of life there. Of course, I came back to Campbell quite often though, in between school breaks. So I never experienced Christmas there. Hopefully, I get to experience it soon. Anyway, yeah, so in my experience of staying there for like 3 years, I lived in Los Angeles and I went to Orange County often. So if I say LA, it's Los Angeles County. If I say OC, it's Orange County. County. So yeah, they're like right next to each other. So I go there a lot just because of the focused Asia community there. Plus, there's a lot more Cambodians in Orange County or OC. So I do tend to go there often. So this is my experience of living around LA and OC. I did not experience racism firsthand. Of course, I felt like there was discrimination, but discrimination, I can't say racism. Only because I know racism can include words and actions, but in my case, it was just more like, for instance, maybe a white or Caucasian classmate prefer not to be close with me or like not engage in conversation with me. So I can't say if it's because of race or the general vibe I give off when I'm at school. I have been told that I look like a zombie every day. To clarify, I'm the stupid college kid that went for 8 a.m.s almost every semester. And for 2 of those semesters, I actually stayed at school because I entered a class from 7 till 10. Just because I was like, oh, easy professor, or oh, the subject's interesting, I want to have it, and they don't have options of taking it in a day, so I took the night class. So yeah, I looked at all over campus. This is like general knowledge. But
In
yeah,
terms of, yeah.
I go to a lot of Asian places too, so maybe that's why I love going to Korean barbecue, Vietnamese restaurants. I rarely prefer Western food over Asian food. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. For me, in Australia, for people who don't know, there is a lot of it's very multicultural. So it's not like in America where you mostly see white people unless you go to like a Asian suburb. In here, the city is literally infested with Asian people. It's like the opposite. Like when you go to a suburb that's not Asian, you see like Caucasian people. But in the city, there's a lot of multicultural race because of international students, basically. And I've never experienced racism with a normal person. Like, so the only time that I got racist remarks was when I was literally standing in front of a donut shop taking a picture of my donut. And then this crackhead, like, nearly bumped into me, but I was the one who said sorry. I kept saying sorry because I felt bad, like, because I'm like blocking his way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then he looked at me and he was like, "You fucking Chinese, you fucking Corona." And then he tried to spit on me, but luckily like he was like a distance away. And then I just like he kept cussing like racist things to me, and I just told him, "Dude, I'm not Chinese." And then he just walked away, still cussing. But yeah, in terms of normal people, I didn't really have like any racist remarks because I feel like Australia is like Australians are used to seeing Asian people.
Yeah, I do feel like like in our class most people went to Australia, so it's a really good option. Plus education's a lot cheaper than America, I gotta say.
It's not that like it's not like Australia is cheap.
It's not super cheap, but compared to America, it's cheap.
Yeah, I mean it still costs like a shit ton. Like the average household couldn't afford it, which we like see our privilege. But definitely.
So okay, let's be honest. Us Cambodians, we're very racist. I know people are gonna call out saying we're not, but
yeah, I could definitely say that sometimes I do give in to racist thoughts. Like if I see like a black person, I would always feel intimidated. I know they're not gonna do anything to me, but I was taught to be that way.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to change my thought process.
For me, I like if I meet an African American person on campus, I wouldn't feel threatened or worried, just because my impression is it's on campus. They're probably a student or a faculty. They're educated and they know what they should do and what they shouldn't do. But if for instance going to the donut shop, helping a customer who's African American, I'm a bit more cautious because I know I am not sure of their background. So I question their motive sometimes. So I'm like, a little extra cautious around the cashier, a little extra cautious around like the camera, looking what he's doing. So yeah, I have to admit, I do give into racist thoughts.
But I feel like in America it's much more dangerous because everyone can own a gun. Okay, that's another topic.
that's another topic. Let's be fair.
Political.
Even Campbell, dude. Campbell, a lot of people could hold guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, that's why I feel like for people who don't know, this is a little sidetrack. There used to be like a terrorist attack back when I was in foundation year. Like right in front of my school, but it gives me a perspective of like the person who was trying to hurt people only had a knife. Like What if he had a gun?
Mm.
And it made me thankful that I'm staying at a place where guns are banned, basically.
Yeah, I know, like, because of some of the stuff that's happened since Corona happened, I did ask you guys to, like, carry, like, some stuff for protection. Like, for me, when I was in LA, I actually carry around pepper spray. And the funny thing is, one of my friends, she actually has this key, and then she's like, dude, don't think this is a key. It looks like a key, the exterior looks like a key, but then it's actually a pocket knife where there's a knife hidden between the keys and it pulls out. And I'm like, ooh, I need to get that. It's like, it's scary. I love to go to K-Town, which is Koreatown in downtown Los Angeles. It is very dangerous at night, and for some freaking reason, I only like to go there at night with my friends, and we often park far and have to walk. So we always like huddle up, and of course, I'm never walking alone, but still, we always huddle up, and I have my pepper spray in my hand, like ready in case something happens. So it's like, it's a fucked up mindset to have that you can't even walk with like peace. So yeah, it's like different for America. It's like different around different areas.
I feel pretty safe here, I guess.
And so I stayed in the US for like 8 months during when the Corona happened. But because I was super sheltered when Corona first started, I was living with family. So of course they locked me in. They didn't allow me to go out. I didn't get to experience any racist offenses, but I do feel like there's a lot more tension between different races, like all around social media, because of it.
I wouldn't say this is racist, but I think at the beginning of the coronavirus outbreak, because I was one of those people who started wearing masks even like before it was mandatory to do it.
Yeah.
I feel like I got stared at a lot.
Oh, dude, don't worry.
Yeah.
At first, my Chinese friend came back to the US in January for school, right? And Corona hit China late December. So he was already wearing masks when we first started class in like the first week. And I literally questioned him like, dude, it's not like serious here yet. You're already like wearing a mask. And he was like, dude, we gotta have protection. So I was like, yeah, it's reasonable.
I don't know if you can hear this or the recording can hear this, but there's like some random sound like downstairs. So yeah, if people hear like my recording, it's probably the sound downstairs. Yeah.
I heard a hint of it, but I don't know if the recording could pick it up.
Oh, speaking of phrases, like, I need to talk about this. Like Caucasian people are saying that we're the one who's bringing the virus to their country, but when the coronavirus first had an outbreak, I've only seen Asian people like is the one who has more precaution.
Yeah.
Is the one stopping the spread. So
I don't know about like, I can't say about other Asian people because I don't know that range of variety, or I'm not in that huge community of all the Asian people. But I can say that Khmer, for sure, we get scared easily. Like every time there's a new wave hitting Cambo, next thing you see is people never really stop wearing masks. It's just they got lenient as the numbers go down. But every time there's an outbreak or an increase, boom, streets are quiet. at least for like the first 2 to 3 weeks.
I think it's because
and mask.
our culture is used to wearing mask.
Really, I never noticed.
I've seen like a lot of Koreans, even Japanese, infused masks into their fashion.
That I only noticed that after like COVID, but I don't research extensively in that, so I cannot say.
Anyway, I need to bring another topic up, which is I think Asians are also racist towards other Asians.
Yes, dude.
Maybe it's a big part because the Asian continent is big and we all have different cultures, but yeah, man.
Okay, I went on a summer trip abroad with my friend. He's Chinese. And with a group of other people too, and we would hang out at night that time. We wanted to experience the nightlife there, so we went to like a KTV, we sang karaoke and stuff, and then we came back, and it was like in the middle of the night, and then we had to walk quite a distance until we get to our stay, our hotel-ish. So of course we were a little bit tipsy, and he was like shouting to us, like one of our friends are in the front, like, dude, walk straight and don't go too far, you don't want to be captured and be trafficked in Cambodia. And then he realized what he said, and then he gave me a hug, and I'm like, what? Because I didn't hear it, and then I asked him to repeat it, and then I'm like, bits so yeah, so that's the like, but it's so common. Like, of course, we've had so many instances where we heard or we ourselves use the reference hang được Yuan, hang một bit Yuan. Like, we're racist towards Vietnamese, even though technically their entire race didn't do anything to us. It's their military, it's their government, but we're blaming it on their entire race.
Like when I first came here, my mom told me to be like, never be friends with a Vietnamese person or date a Vietnamese person, because she wouldn't agree with it. So whenever I go out with like my Vietnamese friends, I would be like, nah, mom, I'm not hanging out with any Vietnamese people. But it's fucked up. Like, even I asked my friend about it, and they're like, what? I didn't know that. So I don't know if I don't know, because I feel like in our social media, especially on Facebook, everything is always you and Jeh, you and Joe.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't know if it's the same for them against us or not. But yeah.
I've had Vietnamese friends, but I don't think they mentioned anything, so I don't know. Whereas you remind me of my mom. What your mom said remind me of my mom, because she literally confronted me one day saying, just so you know, if you ever fall in love with a Western person, I can never accept that. I'd rather you not marry. And I was like shook how racism goes so deep.
You know what? That's your loophole.
Well, the good thing is my type is Asian. Yeah, so we'll see. But she was like strictly, you know how it's so vague how Cambodians call Western people, like we call them Akiang, and sometimes we just refer them to Junchit. So I don't know which she really means, but I'm assuming like whites and African American people. And the reason that I keep saying African American people is because I was programmed in college not to say black.
Oh, I didn't know that. Did I offend somebody? I'm sorry.
No, it's like, it depends on people. But I think it's less offensive when you say African American. I don't know. I'm not sure. I, for some reason, did not realize I got put in a African history class in the first semester of school, because I didn't attend orientation. So they just put me in random class that was available, and I had to go through that for a semester. So, well, weird information, I can't say extremely useful, but in this case may be useful.
Yeah. Even Cambo people, even racist to their own Cambo people. Like, okay, we have a more like Chinese looking type of face, and
Yeah.
we're pale, not white. We're pale,
Mm.
and
We yellow.
dude, I have a friend who is tanned, like
Mm.
small, like come on, Tom, now, you
Small
know.
I'm. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even bring her to my house because I feel like my mom would say stuff to me afterwards, and
Mm.
you definitely cannot defend your friends when your
Yeah.
mom is
Yeah.
ranting because.
Yeah.
So that's why I never bring them over because I don't want to deal with her saying stuff to me and that I can't defend it.
Mm. In high school, I did have that incident where I took a selfie with one of our friends, and she was Sabos I'm. So I showed it to my mom, and my mom was like, "Don't make friends with Khmer people." And I'm like, in my head, it's like fucked up, and I was holding my tongue because, well, you know, you should not more. You should not talk back.
Right. Like, are we Khmer as well? What the fuck? You Khmer
Yeah.
Khmer song.
Exactly. Which is why I'm like, I don't get you, but okay. I mean, I get you now, what you mean, and your assumptions and your stereotype. But it's like fucked up to ask a kid to start doing that when they're younger. So, yeah, it's like, it's different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think our family is half Chinese. Like,
Yeah.
my family is even extreme to the point where you can't marry someone who's fully Campbell.
No, actually, no, my fam too. That's one
Oh,
of the
shit.
criteria my mom had. Like, no fully Cambo. They gotta have Chinese blood.
You know what's so weird though?
What?
We're trying hard to be more Chinese even than a Chinese person living in China.
Dude, I had to wear red on Chinese New Year even though I was in the States. And my Chinese friends were like, "Bro, what the fuck you doing? We don't do that anymore." I was like, "Yeah, well, I'm here now. Might as well." Because my mom literally told us to wake up at 4 a.m. to like welcome the new gods and like
Yeah,
sign and stuff.
I did it with you've seen my story. We did it.
Yeah.
Like I did sign, but it was more like a friend gathering instead of
Yeah.
getting pushed to do it.
No, the good thing was I lived with relatives, so they did all the work, and I just go there to put on the incense. So I was like, oh, I just put on incense, I go back to sleep, and I get ready for school. For some freaking reason, Chinese New Year's always on a weekday. Like, bruh, give me a break. Have it on a weekend for once. I was so tired.
It's so good for me because Chinese New Year is always on my like semester break.
Ah, you lucky. Yeah, I remember Australians have it better. They get to collect the red pockets in Cambo. Damn y'all. I don't get to do that.
I gave it all to my sister.
Don't worry, I always collect them and give it all to my mom because she deposits it.
Yeah.
So the feeling's mutual, my friend.
Anyway. Okay. Remember your one line with
Okay. I had this epiphany right before the recording. I said I should mention this in the recording. Like, okay, guys, we call the original Cambodians Chonchit Pit, which literally translate to the minority, and I find it so funny that we call the minority in Khmer.
like people just like literally look into a dictionary and translate the exact same thing.
But people do call Khmer Mon too, but I feel like Chonchit Pit is more widely referred to.
You know, I regret not taking it seriously and learning about them.
Dude, same. But then again, our civics or Seltoporot class never dive in deep, and because we were forced to focus on so many subjects at the same time, like it's way too much to retain all the information. Like I remember we glossed over a lot of stuff. We glossed over different religions, different races, different types of Buddhism. But if you ask me now, I'm like, I don't know. But if you look at my scores, I memorized that shit word for word.
Yeah, it's more like memorizing for that moment and not being useful now, I guess.
Yeah. I can't say the information's not out there. It's just the information is hard to find. Like,
Especially, my articles.
Yeah.
It's definitely hard to find.
Like I went to like whenever I go to IBC, of course, I'll see a lot of books from my authors that I'm quite surprised, like the full summary of Pol Pot, the full summary of Khmer history, different religions all in Khmer. It's just there is no way to go online and find if these books exist or which one's good or even like where is it available. The search engine here is too hard to find, so I feel like partly
it has to do with because we're not a popular country.
Yeah,
like
but
rarely people know where Cambo is. People just assume we're Thai.
yes, I agree. A lot of people assume we're Thai, which is funny how Thai came from Cambo.
Okay, that's controversial as well. I wouldn't necessarily say they stole our culture because stealing is a big word. I would say they got influenced by it.
Okay, my theory is, you know how China is made out of like small different groups or communities, and then it's formed into like their name Zhongwen or Zhongwen, Zhongguo, which is like all unity in the center. I think Thai was like that. It was just a small community in Cambodia. That's at least from what we learned from the books, or maybe my memory memorized it wrong. I don't know. Don't quote me on this. I'm sorry if I butchered history. But from what I remember is that Thai was a small community in Cambodia, and then of course it was influenced by Cambodia because it is so close and it's in the land. And then the war started, everything started, and then slowly Cambodia, which stretched out until China, lost all of its land to Vietnam, Laos, and Thai. Yeah. So it's like, it's not that they're stealing our culture. It's, they're influenced by it, but they also tweaked it a little. That's why you see so many similarities.
To be fair, this is another controversial stuff. I feel like Thai people are better at promoting their culture than we are.
Yeah. They are, especially, I think they do focus on tourism, similar to the way how Koreans literally changed their focus, like the government changed their focus from industrial creation to popular culture. And Thai folk changed their industrial focus into tourism. Like, it's so, like, even from like one of my bosses at school, like I had a part-time job, and one of my bosses was like, oh yeah, I go to Thailand every year because I love it there. And then it's like, because he was advertised how great tourism is. And the thing is, they actually do give a different experience. We, Cambodia, Phnom Penh, does not give off that great experience, I have to say.
Like, my girlfriend came to Cambo to visit me, and there's literally nothing to do.
Yeah. Like,
No fun.
yeah. Like, we ourselves, we go to Thailand quite often because
Yeah, exactly.
you're in the capital Bangkok alone, You're getting the snacks, the food, the different culture, like eating bugs and stuff, all in the center of the city. Yet at the same time, you cross over a few blocks and then you could go to the most popular shopping mall with everything available, international brands. Like we even go there to get popcorn. Oh, I miss Garrett popcorn. Dude, we're like close to time.
It's okay. We can wrap it up.
Yeah, but overall, I think we did discuss a good range of topics on racism, but we sidetracked into like how it's like.
I think it's a bit related, like not necessarily between racism, but more like how a country perceives other countries.
Yeah,
in a sense.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What message do you want to give out? Because I feel like people need to not say something, like listen, I guess.
Yeah. People need to change their mindset, in my opinion. And the other thing is, kids, focus on your self-taught. Right now, we're regretting it that we didn't study it. I know the grades on the backlog for it is very low, and your child probably don't take it that seriously either. But it's a lot more useful when you grow up. You realize how much value it is. Like back then, like nothing at all.
Definitely. It's hard to change your thought process when you've been born to think like that, but you're a good person as long as you know that that's wrong and you're trying to change. Also, please don't fight each other. Everyone is friends, guys. Stop discriminating each other. Just stay united. Like, if we can make friends with other different races, then you can too. Like, the world is already shitty. Stop making it more shitty.
But pick your friends wisely. We are a world of over 7 billion people. So of course you're gonna meet some people that you don't vibe with or click with, or not. They don't communicate the same way you communicate. So choose your friends wisely. Consider
never ever look down on somebody.
Yeah, true.
That's not cool.
They have their reasons for being who they are and how they are. So we're gonna wrap this up. If you enjoyed our episode,
I don't know if Maya will agree to this. I'm just asking her right now.
Yeah.
Since I'm gonna having like a Easter break soon, we can probably put up like a Q&A session.
Oh, okay.
So feel free to join us. I don't know, it will be in a story, in our Instagram story where we just answer random questions, or like a live session. We'll work on that.
I think live is a little bit too much because of our time difference. Story, and probably we'll just put out a post if anyone wants to know anything. And we could do a mini Q&A session since we have Commando Year up soon too, so I'll be a little bit more free by then. So thank you for listening to us. Please follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Instagram is at Little Side Note, and for Facebook it's Little Side Note the podcast. Same for our YouTube. And our email is littlesidenote@gmail.com. Feel free to reach out. And that's it. We'll see you next week.
Bye. We'll see ya.
Bye.